With the start of the 2020 Tour de France, I decided that I would play one of my favorite sports games, Pro Cycling Manager 13. I'm going to do this on one of my more recently created save files, where I have a custom team that is mainly focused on sprinters, with Mark Cavendish being my best rider. He won't be my main focus, though, as my hopes will ride on the shoulders of Tejay van Garderen. He was 5th place in the previous edition, as well as being the best placed young rider. In real life, he also finished 5th in the 2014 Tour de France and 10th in the 2017 Vuelta a España. His palmarès also included 3 podium finishes in the Criterium du Dauphiné, 2 top 5s in Paris-Nice, and a victory in the 2013 Tour of California. His 2013 season in-game has been great so far, with wins in the general classification of the Tour of Romandy, the Tour of the Algarve, the Criterium International, and the Tour of Switzerland. He also won both the time trial and road race national championships the previous week. TJ has 13 victories so far in the campaign, leading the team. The team for the Tour de France is focused on providing support to both Cavendish and TJ. The team is strong on the flat with many time trial specialists and solid lead-out men. TJ's main support in the mountains will be Joe Aston, a rider generated by the game, and Christian van der Velde, who is currently a broadcaster for NBCSN. Overall, the hopes of an American GC victory relies on if TJ can ride without a lot of support. The first stage of the 2013 Tour de France is a flat stage that is expected to end in a sprint finish. The winner in real life was Marcel Kittel. The day will see all 4 jerseys awarded, but TJ will not be in contention, allowing teammate Mark Cavendish the spotlight. As you can see, TJ is donning the Stars and Stripes as the American Road Race Championship. His main competition for the general classification include Chris Froome and 2012 winner Bradley Wiggins from Team Sky, multi-tour winner Alberto Contador of Saxo Tinkoff, Chris Horner and 2010 winner Andy Schleck of Team Radio Shack, Alejandro Valverde of Movistar, Thibaut Pinot of FDJ, Joaquim Rodriguez of Katusha, Bauke Mollema of Blanco, 2011 winner Cadel Evans of BMC, Jakob Fuglsang of Astana, and Carlos Betancourt of AG2R Le Mondial. The team found themselves with the yellow jersey, though, at the end of the stage, as Cavendish won the sprint. The race was off to a good start, with TJ placed well inside the top 40. The second stage was a hilly stage that could have turned into a sprint, but more likely was going to turn into a victory by a smaller bunch from the break. The team had the responsibility to protect the yellow jersey of Mark Cavendish, and if possible, place TJ in a position to possibly move up and earn the jersey later in the tour. The stage started uneventfully until Blanco's main GC hope, Bauke Mollema, was forced to withdraw with an injury. The break won the day, with world champion Philippe Gilbert taking the yellow jersey just in front of the flying peloton. With Gilbert taking the jersey in Stage 2, the pressure was off the team to defend the jersey, and they could focus on keeping their leaders safe throughout a bumpy Stage 3. There was action on the final climb of the day, though, as the leaders all stretched their legs a bit. But there was no real threat, however, as the peloton reformed in the closing stages and attempted to chase down the remnants of the breakaway. Thomas Voeckler won the stage solo in front of the pursuers, and one of the sprint favorites, Marcel Kittel, had to abandon the race. The team time trial in the 4th stage would produce the first major time gaps between the favorites. The team won the stage, led home by young Joe Aston. This returned the jersey to the shoulders of Mark Cavendish for Stage 5 and put TJ up into 6th place overall. Stage 5 is a mostly flat stage that should and could lead to a sprint finish, but has a few hills towards the end that could be used as a springboard to successful attacks to win the stage. Cavendish actually rode away a little bit in a 2-man break for the part of the race after getting a small gap during the intermediate sprints. Cavendish did win the day overall in a sprint finish, with a few other major riders abandoning the tour due to late falls at the back. The stage showed the power of the sprint train, with the team finishing 1, 2, and 3 on the day. Stage 6 promised to be a sprint finish with a pan-flat profile. The team controlled the field during the day and then dominated the sprint, leading Cav to his 3rd stage victory in the opening week of the tour. We probably have one of the best sprint trains in recent tour history, up there with the likes of HTC High Road and Quickstep. The train contains time trial specialists Geraint Thomas and Taylor Phinney, all-arounder Edvald Bosenhagen, and Cavendish's usual lead-out man, Mark Renshaw. Stage 7 contained a similar profile to Stage 5, containing a few bumps but being mostly flat. So the early breakaway put Arthur Vichot into the virtual lead for much of the stage, but the team was able to bring the race back together in the last 20 kilometers, giving Mark Cavendish a chance at another victory and keeping him in the yellow jersey. Cavendish did pull away from the field in the sprint, giving him his 4th stage victory of the Tour, giving him 27 total stage victories in his career in the Tour de France, only 7 away from Eddy Merckx and 1 behind Bernard Hinault in 2nd place overall. Stage 8 is going to be the first major mountain stage of the 2013 Tour de France, and could be decisive in the GC. It contained 2 major climbs, including the outside categorized Porte de Peleers. The team will seek to respect the jersey until the climb, and then will do their best to protect TJ and see if he can take the jersey himself. The stage saw an early break gain some time, but most of the riders were brought back at the base of the climb. The team fought hard, but halfway up the climb, Mark Cavendish dropped off the back, ceding the yellow jersey to the remainder of the peloton. TJ rode well up the climb and managed to weather a couple of intense attacks from the legs of Andy Schleck, Chris Froome, and Alberto Contador. TJ went into the lead over the top of the climb and stayed in the main group through the descent at the bottom of the final climb. Thibaut Pinot suffered a fall on the descent and lost major time on the day, possibly taking him out of contention for the overall GC. A few strong attacks from Froome and Contador broke up the group, and TJ stayed with them and was able to launch a decisive attack inside 3 kilometers to gain roughly 45 seconds on them both, winning the stage and taking the yellow jersey. Stage 9 is another major day in the Pyrenees Mountains, with 5 categorized climbs, including 4 first-category climbs, with the featured climb being the Col de Peyresourde. This is TJ's first day in the yellow jersey and should prove to be a difficult one. The relief of the rest day can provide the riders with something to look forward to as they struggle through the day. The first 2 climbs of the day were uneventful, with even the sprinter staying inside the main peloton. On the 4th climb, the team sent teammate De Rosario up the road to be of use later, as Edvald Boasson had started to stretch the peloton with a little bit of a torrid pace. The final climb saw no real action, and the planned move never materialized. The GC group finished in a bunch, a little over 3 minutes behind Romain Bardet, the stage winner. TJ remains in the yellow jersey with the 54-second lead over Chris Froome. The team currently leads the yellow, green, and white jersey competitions. Stage 9 is followed by a rest day, allowing the riders to recoup their strength and the teams to reevaluate their plans. The team's plan is to continue to support Cavendish on the flat in his hunt for the green jersey, and to keep TJ in and around yellow throughout the second week of the tour.